Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've gotten on here and I just kind of want to showcase some of the things that I've been working on. It's been a bit since I have showcased anything I've been working on, and so I'm in the middle of a lot of projects right now, and so I just kind of wanted to touch base on the different things that I am currently working on. So I just finished this so this is not a mock. This is kind of a revamp of the Stealth Hunter miniature version that they released from the Robot World roller coaster. I ordered some specific pieces online and the sticker sheet, and I also ordered Hikaru here. And so with my Hikaru here, I gave him a set of pauldrons to make it look a little more official. Maybe he's a captain or an admiral now. And I gave him a pair of 501st Clone Trooper pants to legs to just add a little bit of pop of color to the set. And I really like how this turned out. I kind of modified a little bit, giving it the exoforce blasters that first came out with the sets instead of the original one that they came out with. And then I added a bunch of interiors to the cockpits, and then I completely changed his staff. This doesn't exactly look like the staff that he had any more than the one that they released with it, but I just kind of preferred something to look a little bit more in line with the style. I feel like the one that they released with it really just didn't match exoforce at all. It just felt very bland and circular, and so I wanted to give it a little more angle and diversity and kind of bring the colors in more in line with what I liked. So this is kind of just a mock-up of what was already done. I also added a lot more white to the interior and a different cockpit. I felt like the cockpit really didn't enclose the figure very well, and so I really wanted to give him something a little more comfortable. I know it's just supposed to be a video game exosuit that you just kind of play in and the screen pops up and you get to blast off like an arcade, but I wanted to take it and make it a little more in line with the original sets that the Exoforce came out with. I loved the Exoforce sets growing up. I didn't get very many, but I've since tried collecting a few, as you guys have seen, and making my own mocks, and so just really wanted to kind of bring my own take to this specific set. I didn't really want the whole roller coaster section, so I'm really glad with how this specifically turned out. I am debating on making mechs for each of the Exoforce. Maybe not every Exoforce character, but at least making a couple of them. So really like that one. And moving on here, we have an automatron that I built out of some scrap pieces. I've been really obsessed with steampunk lately, as you can see probably from this thing I'm working in the back. I'm trying to make a steampunk skyship, but it's not turning out the way I want, so I'm probably going to end up dismantling that and completely redesigning it, going back to the drawing board. I really like some of the front pieces that I'm using there, but back to my automatron I've got going on here. Just really been obsessed with steampunk a lot lately, and so just kind of putting different pieces that I have. I have been obsessed with dark orange lately and trying to get as many dark orange pieces as I can. They're just wonderful pieces when it comes to anything steampunk or Rust related. I know a lot of people are obsessed with them for building different Star Wars planets, and I'm more of trying to get them for steampunk, unfortunately, because everybody's obsessed with them for Star Wars. The pieces in this color are especially expensive. But yeah, I was really proud of how this guy turned out, and a lot of these things are just things I didn't want to make a full video on because it's like a minute thing, so I've just kind of been collaborating a bunch of different stuff. Next, we have a build with Strahd von Zarovich, and I really have been obsessed with making a bunch of D&D based miniatures. I'm really trying to focus on smaller, more detailed build, really learning on utilizing pieces and focusing on smaller techniques than going as big as I can right now, simply because of time restraints and cost. So here we have a banquet hall for the vampires. They have all gathered to feast. I really wanted to collaborate Strahd von Zarovich with Basil the Bat Lord, and so I have a couple different variations here that we've got that have kind of altered each one so that we have just different variations to create a collaboration of vampires joining together in a banquet. We'll leave it at that. We've got the guard here with the original one, and we've got a couple different ones. I have these being the twins. I've got some vampire statues in the background. I have an elaborate chair. The chair is not 100% my design. There was a Instagram and that I heavily borrowed some inspiration from, but it is not entirely theirs and not entirely mine. So there's that. Around the back here we have a little bit different of a view. We have two of our little manticore figurines here. I did not design these, but I just found them on Pinterest and I fell in love with the look of the manticore here, and so I have gone ahead and added two of those to my collection, but they are not my idea or concept, and I do not take claim or credit for. I really like the elaborate details that I was able to capture in such a small detail. I used bricks for the floor on they're just kind of set in there with the way I have that built in. So really trying to utilize different part usages and trying to get out of my comfort zone. The bats are not going to stay there, but I really haven't been able to figure out exactly how to place them hanging upside down throughout the tavern at the moment. I also wanted to incorporate these amazing new base plates that we've recently been getting with the D&D figures. So I utilized those here as well, trying to showcase different techniques. I've seen a lot of people use them for a lot of different things, and I just wanted to get in on that. I have some other ideas planned with them, but I have yet to put them into works. For this next mock, I do not take credit for the entire right half of the build here. It was an exact copy of a mock built by Pulp Briction on Instagram. I was so impressed with their ability to really display the Mind Flare interrogation that I just had to replicate it, and I also wanted to expand upon their build a little bit here, so I added a bunch more details and potions and different attributes that I thought would be conducive to such a room. We have the pig and the carbonite, which I know is out of realm, but I just thought it'd be kind of a cool display piece for the Mind Flare there. I also took some different inspirations on the flask that he has here. Really love that. As wonderful as the Mind Flare was, I really felt like he was lacking some detail, and so I've seen a lot of people who utilize different armor pieces to accentuate the details on his cape, and so I also replicated that there, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So I can't call this a mock entirely because, again, a lot of these things are not my ideas, but I really loved this, and I love how this one turns out. And this is kind of the size I'm probably going to be sticking with a lot of my D&D builds going forward. I've got the one on the right here, and then the one on the left I'm going to be showcasing in a minute that did not meet those sides, but I really want to build just like a bunch of this size one and kind of do like what people are doing with the color rooms. I kind of want to have one for each of the different D&D figures, and so I haven't gotten that far yet, but that's kind of the idea with where I'm going with these builds. And so this was the beginning of the inspiration for those, which is why I'm showcasing it, even though a lot of it was not my own. And then this one is something that I've been working on and off for a while now. This is actually not part of this. This is actually the hero. This was originally intended to be the hero saving the sacrifice from the banquet of the vampires. she's supposed to go with this, but I haven't really found a heroic place to put her that makes sense. Putting her on top is just kind of not working at the moment. This isn't entirely finished either yet. I just don't know where I want to go with it yet. I am thinking about adding it to my castle that I have eventually will continue and finish on. So it'll probably be a room in which she will be able to actually be in a heroic pose, but I'm really proud. I don't usually work with a lot of purples and pinks, and so I've been trying to branch out of my comfort zone and use some of these amazing colors that LEGO has offered us over the last couple years of really accentuating a lot of different palettes. And so I want to broaden my horizon in trying different colors and patterns. I haven't seen a lot of people utilize this amazing hairpiece from the Young Jedi Adventures, and I really, that was kind of the whole base of this character, and it just kind of blossomed in. I have a couple ideas for some other angels that inspired her, and so hopefully going forward there'll be more along the lines of that. But going on to what I was originally going to show in this is kind of the opening of a dungeon. I want to continue the staircase around up here, up across, on top of the mountain edge side here, and kind of just, I really got a lot of inspiration off of this one from Skyrim, and my dragon fell over in there. But I just really wanted to get that like feel of a party entering into a dungeon, and so that's kind of where this one's going. It's kind of the entrance. It's not the entrance to any of these specific other dungeons that I'm making, but I just really wanted to emphasize like the excitement behind a party. You know, you get the bard in the background playing his thing. You got the tiefling up front just trying to blast the door open. We've got my version of a forest knight along with the party, and so just kind of give a different spin on things, and kind of just branching out, really trying to working on different techniques for rock building with this one, and making more realistic, more three-dimensional builds, and trying to break away from the flat base that I'm used to working with. I'm really trying to branch out of not being so bulky and blocky. If you're wondering, I don't know if I've showcased this one yet, but this is kind of the castle which I was referring to earlier, in which I am hoping to add the banquet hall to Basil the Bat Lord. As you can tell, the flags are the same. My mindset with this is that this is going to be his castle, and so hoping to continue working and getting to a better point that I can actually showcase this. This is literally just the front of the MOC at the moment. So to wrap up the video, I'm just kind of giving a progress update on some of the stuff I'm working on, and an explanation to why I really haven't been posting really long detailed videos lately. So thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this and want to continue to see where my different builds and MOCs go, hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.